Who should the Suns be taking with the #1 pick?
I don't think it's Ayton. I listen, earlier in the season, I was singing his praises. I believe we're in a golden age of big men. And, you can go through the list from AD to Embiid, Porzingis, Towns, Horford. Like, forget about Gobert. Forget about guys like Whiteside and DeAndre Jordan, who once upon a time would have been considered really good bigs. The game has changed so much. And Ayton has the offense to be great in this game. But I don't know that he has the defense or the desire to be great on defense. Maybe he does, but he was not good in tournament play, obviously, and I didn't see the defensive desire there. Plus, I don't know if he's really got what it takes to be a great defender in the modern NBA. It is not what it used to be. But you know who does? Wendell Carter Jr. And the Ringer has something on this right now, and but I've been talking about Wendell Carter Jr. and Jaren Jackson a lot. And if push comes to shove, I suppose I'll leave Bagley aside and Doncic and all that. I really think that if push comes to shove, I'll take Wendell Carter Jr. over Jaren Jackson because I think Carter's upside is higher on offense. Defensively, they can both be very good. But I think part of the reluctance of teams to go for a guy like Wendell Carter Jr., Stephen A., is because he's being compared to Al Horford. And if you're picking #1 overall in the draft, Horford's an excellent player, but he's not a generational franchise-changing player. And my point is, Stephen A., if that guy doesn't exist in the draft, the danger is to try to wish him into existence. You can't wish LeBron James to be there if he's not there, or even KD or Kawhi or Shaquille O'Neal. You can't wish them into existence. They have to exist. It's not enough to squint and say, that guy could maybe do it if everything breaks right and then we could get more upside. I would prefer to take the player who I feel confident about is going to be at least a very good NBA player, but also has upside, and I think that's Wendell Carter Jr. If you look at guys like that and you can redo drafts, who would go #1 in this last draft? Jason Tatum. Well, he's polished, he's excellent, but what's his upside? We don't see him as a franchise-altering kind of player. He's just a very good player. Yup, but in the absence of a very great player, I'll take that. And so gun to my head, I'm taking Wendell Carter Jr. right now.
So you're saying that you would take Wendell Carter Jr. with the #1 overall pick?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate the clarity. Here's the deal. No way in hell I agree with that opinion. Deandre Ayton is the real deal. Max Kellerman himself is quoted as saying it. We recognize the fact that he averaged 20 and 11 on better than 61% shooting. We looked at him as a baby Shaq kind of dude in terms of his talent and skills. Not to mention the fact that he shot 34% from three-point range. He could step away from the basket and hit perimeter shots. That's what I look at. Now, obviously, there is some trepidation when you look at his lack of a defensive presence. He's not as committed on the defensive end of the floor. That's fair enough, Max. I can certainly relate to that. I understand where you're coming from in that regard. But when you consider the level of skill that he has, combined with the fact that he's taller than 7 feet, he's 260. He's only 19 years of age. And offensively, there are no questions about him. There's no question about his footwork. There's no question about his ability to play with his back to the basket. There's no question about his ability to hit perimeter shots. There's no question about his size. There's no question about him being able to attack from the inside or the outside. He has skills and size that you can't necessarily teach. And that's what I'm paying attention to. I am a bit reticent about his defensive prowess or lack thereof. That much is true. I don't like what I saw in the NCAA tournament against Buffalo. I get that. I like better what I saw against USC and UCLA in the Pac-12 tournament. But in the end, what it comes down to is the combination of what he brings to the table as a physical presence, along with his offensive skill, not to mention the fact that he played at Arizona, and it's the Phoenix Suns. You can't go in a different direction if you're them and you have that talent available at #1, because even if he is not what you would hope he would be because of tenacity, interest, fervor, etc. The bottom line is his skill set and size more than makes up for most things. The combination of the
Here's
two
the problem.
says to me, hold on, the combination of the two to me says with the #1 overall pick, because it's Phoenix, you cannot pass up on this man, and it damn sure can't be for Wendell Carter, who isn't even projected, Max, to be in the top 5 right now. You got mock drafts having him at 7 or 8. I'm not saying that he's not.
But this
he
is
can't
not the
play,
NFL, Stephen
but that's
A.
the point.